Good morning. Welcome to TMI Socials. Another day for you to be updated with the latest of trending gist on the social media space. My name is Anuluakbo Stevens. As always, your social media guide, here to take you on that wonderful, beautiful ride. Now, let's begin by letting you know that the Association of Table Waters Producers of Nigeria has announced that sachet water, popularly called pure water, could be sold for, wait for it, 100 naira each. That's 100 naira per one, sachet water. Now, citing high production material cost, members of the association lamented that they face challenges such as high cost of diesel, lack of power, as well as high cost of production, emphasizing that the price of water sales reflects the situation of the country. The manufacturers disclosed this on Tuesday at a press conference on the rising production cost of packaging materials and its effects in Nigeria, which was held in Lagos. Now, let's move over straight up to the street of socials to get your thoughts on this particular one. This user says, small tips: take water from your tap, boil your water, add water guard, 1 bottle cap, and refrigerate it. Thank me later. And then he's laughing, thank me later for that one. And then another user says, what cost, please? See these people? If we could go back to that particular one. Yeah, so he says, what cost, please? See these people? What bloody cost of production? I beg. That's what that guy is saying. Moving over to the next one that we have. Still on the story, this guy says, I have started boiling water at home before drinking. I can't stress myself buying pure water again. And then another user says, Mama, you go explain tire. Nigerians are survivors. We will start boiling our water, and you and your association will drink your water. Okay, tell me about it. All right, then finally on the story, Lady Q says, water could soon get enemy be that too. Hey, really? Now, which take you back to the song, that says, water, you the enemy. So this guy is saying that water could soon get enemy with the way things are going. Imagine buying, a sachet water for 100 naira. Really? Okay, moving over to the next one. President Bola Tinubu says his administration is working to ensure that Nigeria is reformed for greater efficiency, with a particular emphasis on systematically inculcating fairness and equity in all aspects of the national life. He says, and I quote, Nigeria will survive the current economic challenges. There is light at the end of the tunnel. I requested the job, and I am not complaining about it. I take full responsibility, the president said, addressing Afenifere leaders at the residence of Pa Ruben in Akure, Ondo State yesterday. It's time for us to move over to the streets of socials for your reaction. This guy says, we are not after you taking full responsibility. Mr. President, sir, it is the way forward we want you to tell us. That's what's going on. And then Rabiel Yedo says, subsidy pronouncement and dollar float caused all the troubles. We must get out of this mess. We can't continue like that. I totally agree with you on this one, Rabiel. Now moving over to the next one. All right, Bright Osaze says, Nigerians should exercise a little patience. 7 years is still far ahead for Baba to fix the system. He said the other time about baby steps. So right now, I think he needs baby steps. Now moving over, this guy says, for 8 years, President Buhari, that's the former President Buhari, said he was laying a solid foundation for better tomorrow. We faced all the challenges, hoping things will get better. Here we are again, still at it. God help us indeed. All right, now that's all on the particular one. Moving over to the foreign scene. Would it be right for me to call it a foreign scene? Well, here, our brothers Ghanaians actually were trending yesterday as the Ghana's parliament has passed a tough new bill that imposes a prison sentence of up to 3 years for anyone convicted of identifying as LGBTQ. Now, it also imposes a maximum 5-year jail term for forming or funding LGBTQ groups. Lawmakers held down attempts to replace prison sentences with community service and counseling. It is the latest sign of growing opposition of LGBTQ rights in the conservative West African nation. Let's go over to Accra to see how it went down yesterday. Okay, now that's the reaction here, but if we could just go over to it.
For a prayer, Speaker, our colleague, the majority leader, just asked for a prayer. In the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 3, the Bible says that to everything there is a season, a time for every purpose under the heaven. Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1. And I believe the time for the third reading of this bill is now. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Put the question.
I'm going to put the question that the motion has been moved and seconded. And I left it for your consideration. You've made your point. And it's not for me to take the decision, it's for the House to take the decision. Those in favor that the Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill 2021 be taken through the third reading, say aye. Aye. Those against, say no. Honorable members, the ayes have it. The Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill 2021 is read the third time and passed.
Yes, indeed, the ayes have it. Let's see your thoughts on the social media space. This guy says, the world needs to fund a deep scientific research on the issue of same-sex attraction to ascertain if it is truly a genetic design or just a case of controllable impulse. Gay people will swear they don't know better, and if you ever sat down to listen to them, you would almost feel the frustrations they feel. Straight people, on the other hand, will never understand because we do not feel what gay people supposedly feel. And then the other guy says, God bless Ghana. I wonder what feelings you're talking about there, but hey, what do I know? Now this guy says, fantabulous. This act shouldn't be welcomed in Africa at all. For the sake of our future, I beg. And Mike Dorn, still on social, says, my question for LGBTQ communities, if their parents do that, would they have been given birth to? Now that's me rephrasing his question there. Do we have another reaction to this story? Okay, now this guy says, as a Nigerian, I think Ghana should be the giant of Africa. It hasn't gotten to that point yet. You know, now in the same vein, still on the foreign scene, a similar, situation did happen as regards the transgender stuff. So in a video that's actually gone viral, let's look at the moment US-based transgender state senator Danica stormed out of a plenary session after a winsome sneer referred to them as sir. Take a look.
The senator may state it.
Madam President, how many votes would it take to pass this bill with the emergency clause?
That would be 4/5, Senator.
And what would be the exact number for that, Madam President?
Yes, sir, that would be 32. The question is, shall the bill pass? Those in favor of that motion will record their votes aye. Those opposed, no. Are the senators ready to vote? Have all the senators? I am not here to upset anyone. I am here to do the job that the people of Virginia have called me to do, and that is to treat everyone with respect and dignity. I myself have at times not been afforded that same respect and dignity. But in this body, and as long as I am president of the Senate, and by the grace of God, I will be treated with respect and dignity, and I will treat everyone else with respect and dignity.
Alrighty, let's go over to how you reacted to this particular incident. This guy says, why are they always angry? They are the ones bringing the confusion. Today you are he. Tomorrow you want to be addressed as a she. All of a sudden, give people time to adjust. It's not the same day you wanted to change your sexuality that you changed it. Confused a lot, this guy says. Moving over to another thought on this. Miss Callie Grace has this to say. She didn't even look up. She responded based on the voice. And then the other one affirming says she responded to the voice. If you know, you know. And then still on the story, trans people always think the world revolves around their feelings. And Chef Barack Haman says she knew what she was doing. So all of that wig and pink suit and still said, sir, apologizing because you did collect wuto. She should have kept referring to them as senator. See this word we live in? So confusing. Okay, well, if you ask me here, I don't know, what do I know? Now, to set you actually in the mood for the weekend, here is a viral video of Nigerian army showing the UK army how to gyrate, or whatever that means. Anyway, see for yourself. Wondering how you reacted? Here it is. Zarel says, every sector in this economy is showbiz. Look left, embarrassment. I look right, raise 2 part 2. Look front, multiply by 100. And then he's laughing out loud there. Alrighty, another one says, not UK army trying to find out if they're truly soldiers or a dance group. Okay, confusion, right? And then Tinubu, okay, aka Jacobin, interesting, says, that is why we are the giant of Africa. You're ready, giant of Africa, showing you how it's done. Well, what an interesting way to get to wrap up and say, you know, thank you so much for joining me today on TMI Socials. My name is Anu Luakwa Stevens. Whatever you do, choose happiness, be good, be great, and don't forget that you are, you know, amazing and special. Yeah, anyway, I'll see you next week. Have fun.